Well, hello again, YouTube. It's Speedy Two Finger back with another episode of Mr. Prepper. If you've been following along at home, I re-signed my lease today, and the landlord raised our rent $35 a month. That's going to cost me $400. So basically, I got screamed at about 4 times, 20-minute sessions of being yelled at each time, and I paid for the repair of the furnace. Now, when the repair happened, everyone in the building got their heat back working except for our unit. And he's telling me that as long as it's 60, that's fine. So I went in through the override, which means that the thermostat doesn't work. So I can manually throw a valve and get heat when I need it, which we'll be doing that until summer comes. We run the AC, and then next fall I will replace the zone valve, which it's here. He just won't let me do it. He's like, "Don't touch it. I just had a repair guy come." Like, yeah, because if I did the zone valve, which I've changed all of them out twice now, because the ones that I replaced them with were the old original ones that they had taken out just before their end of life. So they had like maybe a year left on them. And he wanted to reuse all of those. So I've been I've been swapping out zone valves. And I mean, I don't want to complain. We do get a break on the rent, but it's rather unpleasant task replacing the zone valves. You have to lean over a very hot, and with my back condition, it's working by the boiler. Anyway, here we are. That situation's kind of resolved itself. I've been talking about that a lot with the situation with the boiler. Today I went through and kind of reorganized everything. I've got my generator room down here. This is the machine that supplies fuel to the generators. And what I do when see now I'm refilling it. All of a sudden it's like it's a little laggy. Maybe that's because I'm filming. So we'll go ahead and add a couple of fuels. I got some decorative scary guys. Here's the room where I'm growing something that looks suspiciously like kind bud. This machine refills the water for the plants. And I have two of these. I made another water machine. There's two types of water machines. There's one that distributes the water to your plants, and that's this one that I'm fueling up right now, adding 5-gallon jugs. But there's another machine, which I forget what it's called. It's kind of it's a big honking thing, and I've got that down here. And this machine is a Waterloo 1815, and this, you set it up, you have to upgrade the room, which makes it gives it this brick appearance, and then it will magically produce water. Now, I built the second one, and I did not put a light bulb in the way. I did not put a light bulb in the room. This is upgraded to level 2. I wasn't really sure about my level of upgrade. And you know what? I'm not going to destroy those, because I'm about to upgrade right now. So yeah, we grow the guarana beans here, guarana fruit, dry it in this dryer. That's the seeds. And then I'll take it up into the cook area. And in my cookbook, we have a recipe for energy drink. That's this stuff here. You see this green line here? That's my tiredness. And to fix that, you can nap, or you can sleep, or you can have yourself a Red Bull. Oh. So there you can see, and this food is red. That means it's kind of spoiled. I'm going to eat it. We'll see if I get a little. if it was truly off, he starts saying, I think I need to take a nap. I don't feel so good from that poking. Anyway, the only time I ever died in this game was I had run off the clock. It was the end of the night, early morning, and there's a little alarm clock that comes up that times down, and I was over here trying to beat the clock making Red Bull. And sure enough, I died. I died making Red Bull. That sounds like... I remember reading some guy died at the fun park at like the Great America. Okay, so we got 68 and 12. I think we need 20. We are going to do a massive upgrade on our ultimate plan. I just need to grab some more electronics. I love these electronics and how you upgrade with these chips. I need a new chip. Everything is called a chip now. If it passes current, it's a chip is what it is. So we're going to go in here and turn around, bless the president, and reveal the ultimate plan, and continue clicking so we can read this ultimate plan. Now we got our hydrogen tank. That was from the 5th level of the mine. It's kind of hidden and it's random where it will appear, so you just need to be diligent and mouse. You'll see a reflection of it, an outline. Okay, here we go. Ultimate rocket plan phase 3. Are you guys ready? This ought to be pretty. I'm going to ramp up time here, speed it up. Oh, here we go. This is like a, what was that magician? David, yeah, he was like a bad David Copperfield's Vegas residency. The rocket appears. He's in league with Satan. His hydrogen tanks are just literally appearing out of thin air with the smoke show and the pulsing LED red strobes. Okay, now this, just in time. And I am going to celebrate. It's time to crack me a Red Bull and have a little hookin'. There we go. That's all you need, man. We knew this couple, Tom and Linda. He called himself the Virginia Hillbilly. Okay, so what do we got? 2-room powerhouse. 2-room upgrade freezer. Useful room upgrades and $54 showed up. So this Virginia Hillbilly, at one point, they lived in a tiny shack down by the river, literally right on the edge of the river. And they had like 10 plus dogs. And Linda, his old lady, was kind of goofy. Tom had a little boat, and I had a boat, and we both shared this little island we used to like to visit. And it was inevitable that we became friends, and we became good friends. Tom was a great guy. Okay, freezer upgrade. Do I have an upgrade in here? Powerhouse and pump house. Freezer. Perfect for storing food. Yeah, well, I sleep in here, so is that going to be perfect for sleeping? Now, we had a lot of ups and downs with Tom and Linda. He drank way more than he should have, and it made it difficult for me to, on the boat, the river, that whole thing. That was something I really like to share with my family, and there were days where we would go over there, and the intent was to go out on the boat, and he would just get shit-faced, you know. But the story goes, at one point, he called me up and he said, we want you guys to come over because we got some chicken, like we had a roast chicken, and the kids can get in there and just tear the meat off the bone. They're gonna love it. We're gonna sit and watch TV and have this finger food. And I knew We both knew that this thing had been sitting on their counter for weeks. And it smelled and it flies all over. That's one of those little in jokes between my wife and I's finger food. He one summer they lost their air conditioning, their electric bill just completely shut off. And this is when it gets hot in Chicago. It gets up like almost 110. You know, it gets above 100 degrees. And you need to have AC, and they didn't have anything. And he he chose to, like, they didn't clean out their fridge or anything. They just, everything rotted, and it smelled so bad. It smelled so ungodly bad of rotten meat. I can't even, I couldn't even describe to you how horrible it was. So, the way this is working here, when I come in from, that's my finger food story. I come in from the mine and I've got oil, and I can process that in these two oil processing converts it into gasoline and puts them in these barrels. And then I can convert my ore in this furnace. Then if I'm going to the forest and I'm coming back with a bunch of meat, I can cook it, freeze it, or put it in the fridge. And then I can sleep on this level. Also, my greenhouse here, I was growing the guarana, which is the energy drink. I was growing that in the greenhouse, and then I noticed that it says this plant is supposed to be grown in a potted plant, a planter, which is what this is. And I've noted that if this game tells you something, you better do it, because it's going to work better. You're probably going to get a higher yield, and maybe it's going to give you more time, because when this comes in and it's ready to pick, if you wait too long, let's say you're out on the road, you're out in the desert driving, which is one of the things you do. My least favorite part of the game is the desert driving. They're pushing you against this clock, and you never have enough time. You're getting attacked by these wolves the minute you get out of the car. And I didn't know you had to play with the antenna. It didn't tell you. So, yeah, you go out to the desert and then you come back and empty-handed. You didn't hear the radio signal that you're supposed to hear to progress in the game. And then all your guarana plant is dead. And there is no more, for a while I wasn't able to get that. You get it from Jenny, the old lady in the woods. And sometimes 81 bucks. Oh, apple seed, that's new. I'll get 250 bucks worth of that. Orange seed, we have tomato seed, cucumber, corn, and carrot. Yeah, sometimes she'll have the guarana, but you have to be a pretty high level of trust. Maybe not orange, but at least level 2. And the way that you build the trust is just by every transaction that you so, like, you know, I'm buying bullets now. There's a lot of times that I was, not a lot, but I bought some stuff and traded some stuff with Jenny that the only reason I did was to get that trust up. So that's something to consider. This game, I think they did a really good job at balancing the game. I think it's really well balanced, with the exception of the amount of time that they give you. It's like today when I redid this, I fainted like maybe 5 or 6 times, you know. I think the game would be more enjoyable if they had a little bit more even pace on it, and they gave you a little bit more time. They were a little more lax with the time. And I think that some of it is it's too hard to figure out. It's just like that thing. The guy just keeps saying, "Did you get the signal yet?" Well, no. I'm getting attacked by wolves. I'm driving in this driving game that the mechanics of it are horrible. It's the worst driving game I've ever played, and then they shut the lights off, and then you driving at night, your car's falling apart because they're making you do jumps and throwing cactuses up, and you can't tell. The depth perception is horrible on it. You can't tell if you need to go up or down, which is mouse clicking. It's a horrible mechanic in this game. That whole thing sucks. And I did it for way longer than I should have before I looked at a Reddit and got a clue that, hey, you have to play with the antenna. So here we're going to cook some energy drinks. This is how I died. 20 of these dried seeds is going to make a 6 energy drinks is what it comes out to. So I've got 2 left over, and I've been freezing those leftovers, so I'll get a freebie. Now I've got 20 fresh beans, and these do not last very long, so I'm going to run them in my dryer, which is something I forgot to do. I almost think I should move my dryer up here. I should put the dryer up here. Or it'd be nice to have it next to the. But yeah, moving everything around. Everything was full. Everything, like, these were all full of water jugs, and I had a bunch of gasoline, so I had to create some more storage, and you can see that down here. About half of this is full, and then I would just go up here, load up, drop it off, load up, drop it off, load up, drop it off, and then this is empty, and I could move stuff around in this room. When you move stuff, you got to watch it though. Like these generators, you move them, you'll lose your fuel. And the same thing I would imagine with anything that stores anything. Maybe they'll let you move it or grab it, but when you put it back up, it's going to be empty. So you want to kind of be conscious of that and make a little storage space for stuff that when you're going to be redecorating or moving around. And it's tough because you don't really know what you're doing coming into it. And I've looked at a few videos, and what I've noticed is everybody's doing it a little different. Ooh, we got some pie. You want some pie? Finger food, man. That was the guy Tommy. He used to say they can't all be wieners, man. And you could take that to the bank. So we are going to wrap this one up. I need to actually be able to sleep. Should I sleep in my bedroom? Ooh! I almost forgot to turn the ultimate plan around. The inspector would have arrested me for that. So we can sleep, and I'm going to cut you guys loose. Thanks for joining me for another episode of Mr. Prepper. And I will see you guys soon, hopefully with some that amplifier project that I've been talking about. Jump back into that when I get some more parts arriving. Actually, there's some stuff I could do, but I just got so burnt out. And I got to tell you, psychologically, this getting screamed at by the landlord, and then like he was calling me this morning, and my cat freaked out because he came banging. The landlord came banging on the door. He called 3 times and then showed up. And then he showed up later and made me sign the lease. And anytime something like that happens, my animal gets freaked out, and then I get freaked out by it. It's just like I don't really own my own. I'm not the master of my domain. And it sucks. I really wish that I owned some property. But I think even when you own property, you're never really in control. There's always some shit that can come and fuck you up psychologically, and I'm pretty sensitive when it comes to stuff like that, like the amount of work that I've done living here, cleaning up, picking up cigarette butts, washing the windows, vacuuming the hallways, repairing everything that needs to be repaired, picking up garbage in the parking lot, trimming all the trees and the bushes, and this endless amount of work that I've done to make this a nice place to live, and then to just be screamed at and treated like a bad tenant, have them raise my rent $35 a month, because that's what you do to a shitty tenant. You fucking raise their rent 35 instead of 25, you know. And he knows I'm not working, so it's really kind of a bad day for me, and I'll be okay. It's just going to take some time, and hopefully, basically, I think the way I'm going to handle it is I'm just not going to deal with him anymore. I have my wife deal with him, you know. All right, you guys, take care of yourselves and send me some more of those good vibes my way. See you soon, and peace.